Hi everyone, sorry about my sick voice. I've been sick this week, so I might sound a little bit stuffy. I wanted to come on here and talk about the issues that minority face. Unfortunately, we all know that racism and discrimination occurs every day, especially in our justice system. The first issue that occurs is that the fact that juveniles of color have a higher rates of contact with law enforcement than white juveniles. Recent news over the past few years has aired many body cams of innocent black juveniles being either brutally beaten by police officers. For example, the case of Tamar Rice. He was a 12-year-old African American boy who was shot and killed while playing with a pellet gun in Cleveland Park, Ohio. He was doing nothing wrong but was punished by the justice system because of his race. Another example of this case would be the case of Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin was walking home from a gas station when he was gunned down and killed by a neighborhood watch officer. He had nothing on him besides Skittles and a bag of Skittles and a can of iced tea that he had gotten from the gas station. This horrible incident had shocked the nation and provided the support to start the organization Black Lives Matter. There are a few factors as to why African Americans youth come in contact with police more than whites. The first factor being that some African Americans have a statistically lower income than some whites. With that being said, low income juveniles are more likely to be out in public than middle class. Another factor would be that middle class and upper class have more money, essentially meaning more opportunities. They're able to go to amusement parks or play indoors at things when it's cold outside. They have bigger houses, bigger backyards, more toys, and the list goes on. Another issue that youth minorities face is the fact that African Americans and Hispanics are treated more harshly than whites in similar situations. In cases such as rape and aggravated assault, African Americans are treated more harshly. African Americans who rape a white woman are much more likely to have a harsher sentence than a white man if he raped a white woman. This issue could stem from the fact that juvenile court judges have an opinion on the offenders depending on their race. Since the justice system sometimes has the attitude towards minorities, statistics from the book show that African Americans were much more likely to be detained than whites, as well as much more likely to be placed in a juvenile facility. As the book explains, justice officials have the attitude that African American minorities are typically more violent, dangerous, and threatening, which is obviously not always the case. A person being more violent or aggressive does not have anything to do with the race they are. Because the justice system has this idea that African Americans are more aggressive, in 2014 they comprised of 15% of juvenile population, made up of 52.4% of all youth arrests for violent crimes. Whites made up of 45.6%. A program that I found was positively affecting the minority youth is called My Brother's Keeper. Men of color tend to have higher rates of dropping out of school or being suspended, failing to graduate from high school or even college. This program focuses on young boys and men and women of color to gain the education and skills they need to succeed as adults and stay out of jail. They want fewer men of color in jail and more of them in college. As previous President Obama stated, this program is about helping more of our young people stay on track, providing the support they need to think more proudly about their future, building on what works, when it works, in those critical life-changing moments. Funding for this program comes from a variety of different organizations. The NBA will fund 25,000 mentors and philanthropic foundations such as the Annie E. Casey Foundation, the Ford Foundation, and the John S. and James Knight Foundation will donate at least $200 million over the next 5 years. This program is beneficial to young men and women of color by introducing more opportunities inside the classroom as well as outside. This program can help in changing bad behavior in order to lead to good behavior with a successful outcome. Thank you for reading my post and have a good day.